Okay, so it's 0 hour. Let's begin. Welcome back to the Movement Meditation Circle for in 2023, our first sessions. I've just been traveling for a week or two, which is very illuminating always. I love to do. And of course, I do my best to bring the Kumye practice with me into new environments or new rhythms. And it's that's when it becomes illuminating, when it's tested a little bit. And of course, you kind of slip up and forget a lot and learn some lessons and then begin again, isn't it? So just remembering that that happens and beginning again. There's two things that I thought I'd share at the beginning of this session, based on my experience of being away, taking the practice on the road, or taking this awareness away. One was the importance and the support that a routine is, actually, of having a certain place, maybe a room or a corner of a room in your house where you practice, and a certain time. That's such a support, I find. And also, and then this formal practice and actually doing some formal practice, all very well about talking about integrating the practice in daily life or taking it on holiday with you. But if we don't have the formal practice, it's a little bit like this example we had a few weeks ago of having the TV on standby. If it's on standby, you can turn it on anytime when you need it, but you can't turn it on if it's not plugged in, if the red light isn't on, if there's not some sense of readiness and some sense of familiarity with the practice. So the importance of routine and of formal practice is one thing. And then the other thing was, when we go into new environments or have new experience, it's very stimulating or exciting, isn't it? But if there's no stability, if you have no stability or no basis, it's just distraction. It throws you off. If you're standing on one leg and someone gives you a little nudge, you fall. But if you're firmly rooted on both feet, it takes quite something to make you lose your balance. So we want to develop, if we can, some stability so that when we get challenged or tested or something new and very exciting happens, it's a reminder, it enhances our practice rather than causing stress or distress. So maybe during these few sessions, we'll explore some of the insights that my trip away helped me enjoy. But now maybe let's just, for newer people or for those of us that have had a little bit of a break, let's be sure we're familiar with the essence of Kumye, if you like, or the essential premise of Kumye practice, one essential premise of Kumye practice. And I'll use an example to illustrate it. If we're child minding for two toddlers, the first thing we need to do is all be in the same room, isn't it? If I'm child minding two toddlers and I'm in one room and one's in another and one's in another, it's going to be a disaster. So bringing everybody into the same room is the first one. And then just catering to their needs. If my two toddlers, if one needs a nappy change and the other one's hungry, then it's going to be a full-on child minding session, isn't it? So we need to cater to their needs, make sure they're okay. And then perhaps they'll naturally become playmates and my job becomes easy. I can relax then. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about Kumye. So using this example, we can consider that we are three elements. We are awareness, and we are our body, and we are our breath. So that's a good starting point. We're our awareness or our mindfulness, our consciousness. We're our body, or in Kumye, we talk more about the feeling in the body or the flow of energy in the body. And we're the breath. So those three elements. So we want those three elements, each of them, to be in balance. So with our awareness, as we know, not too tight, not too loose. Find that balance. If we're too focused, we'll get a headache and it'll be difficult to maintain. If we're too relaxed, it'll be flaky and we become distracted too easily. So we want light awareness. One description I heard recently, which I really liked, is we want enough awareness, just enough awareness to know when we're distracted. So it's not 100% tight focus, but it's not too flaky either. So enough awareness to know when we're distracted. That's a balancing awareness. And then balancing the body, the very common expression I use anyway, is alert. We want to be alert, but we also want to be relaxing. So balancing those two. And then the breath, we let the breath be natural. And when the breath is natural, it's soft, it's slow, and it's even. So when these three elements are individually balanced, then we can bring them together, we can integrate them. They fall into the same rhythm or in harmony. So we've got this example of the child minding. If it's all separate and scattered and out of balance, it's chaotic, it's difficult. But if we bring everything together into one place, one time, we balance the elements, then let the elements come together. So that's what we'll do this time. As always, our guide is Tarthang Tulku's Kumye Tibetan Yoga. This is the manual for our sessions. Let's see what Tarthang Tulku says about balancing and integrating. So from page 6, our mental and physical activities seldom succeed in truly satisfying us because we do not integrate the two. Not realizing the importance of integrating body and mind in all our activities, we emphasize mental achievement at the expense of feeling, or our physical body at the expense of the rich sensations within. So we're always looking outside of ourselves for satisfaction rather than looking in. And so we're looking out, moving outside of ourselves. So Rinpoche continues, the faster we run, the further we move away from true satisfaction, which remains within, behind the door of the senses. So he says our senses are toughened or become insensitive and compares it to an elephant's hide. And because of that, we do not experience the full flavor of the contact, or we don't open to the full field of our experience. However, page 9, as our mental and physical energies are vitalized and become integrated, these sensations become much more nurturing than ordinary sensations. And their nourishment frees us from the vibrating distraction of jumping thoughts and always wishing for what is beyond our reach. We discover the naturally alert and flowing state of the body, mind, and energy, and we are able to find satisfaction within ourselves. So that's our goal, if you like, is to discover the naturally alert and flowing state of the body, mind, and energy, in order that we are able to feel true satisfaction within ourselves. And the next line, which if all you remember is this bit, as our bodies and minds become good friends, we have the concentration necessary for full experience. So that's what we want to do. Have our awareness in the body, the mind, the breath. As they become good friends, we have the concentration necessary for full experience. Then we feel satisfied. Then we can rest. Be relaxing. So let's begin as always with our intention. For this session, for the rest of our day, for the following sessions. And maybe in this context, we can say it's about bringing the different aspects of ourselves into the same room, bringing them into balance so they become good friends. And this is a way of taking care of ourselves, minding ourselves, being a good friend to ourselves, and then we're better able to care for others, to be there for others. So this intention at the beginning is also a mind and heart exercise, isn't it? We're flexing mental and emotional muscles. We're developing some focus and also some range. We're really channeling our energy into our own well-being in order that we can help others, be there for others. Okay. Let's begin. Now, if we were to begin meditating right now, as I found out this morning for myself, there's a danger that we just be stewing in our stuff, isn't it? Imagine if you made a cup of tea half a lifetime ago and you're still drinking it. So we want a fresh brew, isn't it? And the Kumye way, which is one of the reasons I appreciate it so much, is we begin freshly, we start freshly. We try and avoid this sense of when we sit, it's the same as the last time. Even if I sit with good posture, I could just be going through the motions. So we want to freshen things up. So let's stand. Let's come to standing to make sure today's meditation is fresh and new. And of course, when we do all these exercises, your body is your truest guide. So if I suggest anything that's difficult for you because of an injury or a condition, or you're just feeling fragile, then just do it very gently in your own way. So let's begin just by moving our head on top of our shoulders and feeling that. We can already integrate our breath, our breathing, the movement, and our awareness. We're fully participating, even just moving our head on top of our shoulders. And then moving the shoulders. Again, our awareness with the breath and in the movement. Otherwise, it's not Kumye. And then just moving our arms back and forward a little. Feeling that light twist at the waist. And then change the motion so we're rotating round a little, head, hands, upper body. And we can enjoy this movement, feel the movement. And then hands on hips, rotating the hips, feet a little wider apart. Feel how this motion affects the top of the legs, the pelvis, the waist, the whole body actually. Mouth slightly open, breathing through mouth and nose. Reverse the rotation. Breathing, moving, and light concentration. In the movement with the breath. And then feet together, hands on knees, chest up a little, making circles with the knees. in one direction, straightening and bending the legs, and then in the opposite direction. And then standing, just shaking out the right leg. Steady yourself on the back of a chair or a wall if you need to. And the left leg. And then coming back to balance, feet a comfortable distance apart. Light attention in the body. So not too tight, not too loose. Light attention in the body and with the breath. We're bringing the elements together. We feel a sense of wholeness. And then one of my new favorite exercises, just letting the head come slowly down so the chin is close to the chest. So the head hanging loosely down just under its own weight. And then moving the shoulders in whatever way, lifting, circling. It can be a smooth motion or a little bit shaking, whatever feels right for you. Belly relaxing and head hanging loosely. Enjoying sensation is the name of this very simple movement or exercise. So enjoy sensation. Keep moving, keep enjoying. And if the enjoyment isn't obvious, look a little more. The freedom of movement. And then let the shoulders come back to stillness and slowly lifting the head. We can have our eyes open with a soft gaze and enjoying sensation. Maybe there's a flicker of enjoyment somewhere in the body, of lightness, of warmth. Let that percolate, let that brew and spread throughout the body, spreading freshness throughout the body. Or sometimes I like to think spreading life throughout the body. The feeling of energy in the body, of life moving through the body. Let it percolate, move throughout the body, into the head, down the arms, along the length of the spine, into the legs, the feet, and each toe. And then lifting the shoulders. Again, an exercise very familiar to most of us, but let's do it freshly. We're not drinking the same tea as every other day. It's a fresh brew. Lifting the shoulders, relaxing the belly, touching feeling, it's called. Just lifting our shoulders, neck and head settle down between high shoulders. How do we touch feeling in the body? We bring awareness to the breath and bring the breath to any feeling, sensation in the body. When body and mind are integrated, then feelings become nourishing, nurturing and nourishing. We don't have to go looking elsewhere. And very slowly let the shoulders come down. Very slowly. Until they're relaxing. Our arms are relaxing by our sides. So we hold a lot of tension in our shoulders and chest. We've just kind of exaggerated that, drawn positive attention to that. Now we're relaxing more deeply, especially the shoulders and the chest. And as we know, we repeat exercises or movements. So let's let each repetition of an exercise become an opportunity to explore more fully the feelings activated by the movement. It's a chance to bring body, mind, and senses together. So lifting the shoulders again. Neck and head settling down between high shoulders, relaxing the belly and the sides of the body without straining. Maybe our shoulders go up just another fraction. Explore fully the feelings activated by the movement, or in this case, by the posture. It's a chance to bring body, mind, and senses together. So we're bringing our mental and physical energies into contact with one another until they become integrated. And now inhale and hold the inhale in your chest just for a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. And then as we slowly, gradually exhale, slowly, gradually the shoulders come down. And again, let feelings percolate throughout the body. The back of the neck, the shoulders, the chest, the arms and the hands. Into the head, along the length of the spine. Feel life flowing through the body. Or feel feeling moving through the body. This very nice sentence in Kumye. Our eyes might be open, but we're seeing inwardly with the eyes of the senses. That's feeling, seeing inwardly with the eyes of the senses. The knees are soft, the legs are not dead straight, the knees are not pushed back, a slight bend in the knees. Now let's bring our experience, let's bring this feeling experience, the feeling in the body, back to the sitting posture. And let's sit freshly. Feel the ground beneath us, posture alert yet relaxing. Breath soft, slow and even through mouth and nose, mouth slightly open. And our awareness is relaxing, not too tight, but not too loose also. Just enough awareness to know if we're distracted. Or obviously if we're aware, if we're distracted. So even if the day is grey, and there's a few of those at this time of year, it's as if there's a light continually shining, the light of awareness. There's a beautiful line in a text by Dudjom Rinpoche where he says, the radiant light of the unobscured sun continually rising. So we all know what a dawn looks like and what a dawn feels like. So our meditation can have that quality of freshness, an unobscured sun continually rising. If that's a distraction, don't worry. It's just an example of just being fresh, awake, alive, here and now. And we're feeling the breath. Aware in the body, light, gentle body awareness, supported by feeling the coming and going of the breath. That will also help keep it fresh and present. With each inhale, we're breathing in vitality, freshness. With each exhale, we're releasing any holding and any tiredness. And each time we get distracted, or we flake out, space out, we begin again. We just come back and begin again. Alert yet relaxing. One more minute. That helps freshen things up, doesn't it? It's not going on forever, just another minute. Enjoy each breath. So let's come to standing, bringing our experience with us. So aware of our breathing, aware of our movement as we come up. These interruptions, as you might think of them, standing, sitting, moving. It's a wonderful preparation for integration. And also bringing this stability or this confidence, this basis that we need to bring our practice into everyday life, as well as freshening up the actual practice. It helps us bring it into everyday life. So let's begin with balancing energy. It's an exercise where we link our hands together with the fingers on the palm side of the hands. And we do that behind our back. And if hinging at the hips is difficult, just let your head come forward and lean forward a little. Otherwise, hinging at the hips, knees slightly bent. And then bending forward until your head hangs loosely down. Relaxing the belly and the chest and the throat. Feel the length of the back body, the heels, along the back of the legs, and along the length of the spine. And then with our knuckles, we begin massaging along the length of the spine from as low down as we can, close to the tailbone, and then moving up each vertebra as high as we can comfortably reach. You can use light pressure or more pressure, whichever you prefer, and also moving to each side of the spine. Just rub, massage the big muscles either side of the spine. And then releasing the hands so they hang loosely down, so the head and the arms hanging loosely down, and then grip your shins, bend the legs, and then straighten the upper body, release the grip with your hands, and we're standing up straight again. Light attention along the length of the spine. The major energy centers are located along the length of the spine. Just bending forward and massaging like that Feels like these energy centers are like intersections, and we put all the traffic lights on green so the energy can flow freely throughout the body. Soft knees as we stand, feet a comfortable distance apart. Soft knees, relaxing belly. Feel the weight evenly distributed between our left and right feet, and also heels and toes. So we're not sitting back on our heels too much. We're not overbalancing on the front of our feet. So left and right, front and back. Then let the hands come slowly up, moving through space. The hands and arms as they come up. Mouth slightly open, breathing evenly through mouth and nose until the arms are above our head, palms facing forward. Straighten the arms a little, fingers together, feet flat on the floor. Lifting gently through the crown of the head so the chin comes in a little, back of the neck aligns with the spine. So we have good posture, but it's not rigid. We're still relaxing in good posture. And then we lean a little to the left. The hips move out to the right a little, and the right side of the body opens like a fan as we relax the muscles on the right side of the body, the hips, the waist, the ribs, the armpit. Coming back up to the center. And then leaning to the right side. Again, now this time the hips go out to the left a little, so the weight remains evenly distributed on both feet. Relaxing the left side of the body, it opens like a fan. And then coming back up to the center. And let's continue this movement, exhaling as we lean to the left. Smooth, gradual exhale. And inhaling back to the center. Continue this in your own rhythm, exhaling as you lean out to the side. And inhaling as you come back to the center. Move as gradually and as smoothly as you can, coordinated with the breath, so the breath is also gradual and smooth. And let your belly be relaxing and empty. So there's releasing any tension, any holding in the belly. Let it be relaxing and spacious. And let each repetition of the exercise become an opportunity to explore more fully the feelings activated by the movement. Remember, we're interested in the internal feeling more than the movement or the posture. It's a chance to bring body, mind, and senses together. Bringing body and breath, mind and senses together. Sounds so simple, but we don't spend too much of our time. Usually we're much more scattered ordinarily. Each repetition of the exercise an opportunity, exploring more fully the feelings activated by the movement. a chance to bring body, breath, mind, senses together. Mental as well as physical energies contact one another and become integrated. So it's almost like they start to blend together. And the next time you're upright, pausing there for a moment, relaxing as fully as we can in the posture. Maybe there's some tension or heaviness in the arms or the shoulders. Resisting the temptation to rush, let the arms come slowly down. Moving slowly through any tension, any holding, allows that holding to soften, melt, and flow. And that exercise, as many of us know, is called healing body and mind, number 21. And the healing is when we bring the scattered aspects of ourselves together. We feel a sense of wholeness and completeness by bringing our body and our breath into our awareness. Until our body and our breath becomes our awareness, blends into, becomes so integrated it becomes awareness. Tulku says, later there may be no sense of self at all, only ever expanding awareness. So it's almost as if the body, the breathing, everything melts or blends into awareness. There's only ever expanding awareness. Standing with soft knees, a slight bend in the knee, releasing any holding in the belly, any tension in the chest or the throat. It's funny that almost any time we look, we'll find some tension, isn't it? It's like a constant process, just having light awareness, and as it rises, as it comes into our awareness, we release and relax. Balance or relaxation, it's not once and for all, we've got it. It's a continuous releasing and relaxing. And while we're standing, we'll continue with another exercise, body alertness, number 41. But in this case, let's change the title a little to body and breath alertness or awareness. Alertness or awareness, same thing. So body and breath awareness. And with this exercise, as with the last one, we're advised to let our belly be relaxing and empty, and to move gradually and smoothly with the breath, on the breath. So for anybody who's new to body alertness, Let's just do one slow repetition just to get the feel for it. Hands coming up in front of our body again, palms facing down until shoulder height. And then keeping the head and chest as still as we can. Moving both arms to point to the right. So the right arm leads the movement and stays straight. The left arm bends at the elbow. Both our arms and our hands remain at shoulder height. Looking straight ahead with a soft gaze. Arms pointing to the right. And then coming slowly back round to the center. And then let the left arm lead as the arms move around to point to the left side. Right arm bends at the elbow. Looking straight ahead with a soft gaze, we're pointing to the space to the left of us. Arms coming back to the center. Mouth slightly open, breathing through mouth and nose. Arms slowly down to our sides. Let's relax with our arms by our sides for a few moments. Soft knees. Maybe you feel a very close contact with the ground, very sensitive. Remember, one of the reasons we fall away is our senses have become toughened like an elephant's hide. So we're softening the senses, feeling more, aware more. So let's do this body alertness exercise, aware of the body, aware of the breath. Coordinated, we'll coordinate it with the breath. So as we inhale, we bring our arms up, exhaling to the side and inhaling back to the center. 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, arms coming up. Slow, gradual inhale, belly relaxing and empty. Exhaling to the right, looking straight ahead with a soft gaze. At the end of the exhale, we pause for a moment. Inhaling back to the center. So the breath and the movement and our awareness integrated. Exhaling to the left. Inhaling center. Continue side to side a few more times in your own rhythm. Our alertness or our awareness in the body and with the breath. Stay with the feeling, stay in the body, not with any thoughts about it. With the raw feeling we're experiencing directly. We're not labeling good or bad, like or dislike, staying with the feeling as it changes. And the next time your hands are out front, pointing straight in front of you, pause there for a moment and then exhaling, let the arms come slowly down. So mental and physical energies contact one another and become integrated. So mental energy, so our awareness, contacts, energy in the body and the breath, and they become integrated. They become one. Until maybe we're not so aware, or there may be as if it's no sense of self, just an ever expanding awareness. So this idea of a limited self, a separate self, just fades into the background. And we become ever expanding awareness. Soft knees, slight bend in the knee, lifting gently through the crown of the head. Feel the chin come in a little and the back of the neck aligning with the spine. This is standing meditation, so also we practice a little bit standing. Again, so we can be familiar and confident with that and better able to be this way in everyday life. Let's come back to our cushion. Now, whether we liked the exercises, the movement or not, doesn't matter. Here and now, feel the posture. And also the sitting after an exercise is an opportunity to explore more fully the feelings activated by the movement. A chance to bring body, mind, and senses together. Our awareness, contacts, physical energies and the breath, and become integrated. So they become playmates. They happily, naturally exist together until they become inseparable. So maybe not today, but we know one day, as Tulku says, later there may be no sense of self at all, only ever expanding awareness. Often when we breathe, it's just high in the chest. So as we breathe, maybe not a big inhale. It can just be a small inhale. We can feel or imagine it rolling down the front of the spine to the belly. And then as we exhale as if from the belly, the mouth, and the nose. So we could say each breath is a chance to bring body, mind, and senses together. And if we find we're becoming a little bit too tight, maybe even claustrophobic, remember opening our eyes is good just to give a bit more space. And just being a little bit aware of the space around us and above us also. That becomes part of our awareness, of our expanding awareness, the space around us. So the difference between inside and outside, it's not so marked. We're not so separate. We're more attuned with the space around us. So just as at the beginning, we began with our intention, we finished with a dedication. This is a good way just to channel, to invest, if you like, any benefit from the session, from our practice, so that it's not lost. It follows us, becomes a basis for the future. And in Kumye, we have this closing gesture, which I'll describe for those of you that are newer. We grip our hands together like this and put the back of one hand against our forehead. And then we switch hands, and grip again. So the back of the other hand against the forehead. And then we release and open in a wide gesture. So we can do that again, this physical movement, with the wish that we can be a good friend to ourselves. Switching hands, a good friend to ourselves, our own best friend. And then as we open, so that we can share that with others and we can think of the other people following the session now and all of our friends, neighbors, colleagues, our nations and the world as a whole. May all beings find nourishment within themselves, satisfaction, so they don't have to go and cause trouble elsewhere. Okay, thank you so much, all of you, for participating on behalf of those that will follow with the recording as well. Have a really good day and see you next time.